Encantado. Deep in the heart of the Amazon basin, among the winding rivers and mist-covered waters, lurks a creature that blurs the line between myth and nightmare. Unlike the friendly image of dolphins most of us know, the Encantado is feared in Brazilian folklore as a sinister shapeshifter with dark intentions. The legend says that Encantados are actually river dolphins, specifically the Amazonian pink dolphin, who possess supernatural powers. At night, they can shed their aquatic form and emerge onto land as alluring humans, often appearing as handsome men dressed in white, with a hat pulled low to conceal their telltale blowhole. They charm, seduce, and manipulate with uncanny charisma, drawing unsuspecting victims under their spell. Once a person is enchanted, the Encantado often lures them back to the river. Many stories tell of young women mysteriously disappearing, only to be found days later dazed, confused, or in some cases, never seen again. In darker versions, the victims are taken to the Encantado's underwater kingdom, a shadowy world beneath the river where human captives are kept, sometimes forever. These creatures are also said to bring madness, disease, or misfortune to those who cross them. Some fishermen claim the Encantados can control storms, capsize boats, and even possess humans. Villagers often whisper warnings to stay away from the water at night, when the boundary between their world and ours is thinnest. What makes the Encantado particularly disturbing is how it twists something familiar and friendly, a dolphin, into something terrifying. It's not a beast with fangs or claws, but a manipulative predator cloaked in beauty, using charm instead of brute force. In the dark waters of the Amazon, you never know if the smiling face that greets you is friend or Encantado. Tikbalang. In the dense, misty jungles of the Philippines, travelers whisper about a terrifying guardian of the wild, the Tikbalang. At first glance, it looks like a nightmare stitched together. The towering body of a man, long limbs like twisted tree branches, and the head of a horse with glowing, predatory eyes, standing unnaturally tall and thin. It is said to lurk on mountain trails, waiting for those who dare to wander alone. The Tikbalang is infamous for its cruel trickery. Travelers who stray too far into the forest often find themselves hopelessly lost, no matter how well they know the path. Legends say this is the Tikbalang's doing, leading its victims in circles for hours or even days. Villagers claim that if you suddenly feel the ground beneath your feet grow soft, or the trees around you seem to twist and change, you are already in its trap. Some stories describe the Tikbalang as a malevolent spirit that delights in tormenting humans. It can cast illusions, create phantom sounds, and even mimic the voices of loved ones to lure victims deeper into the wilderness. Others say it can trample people to death or strangle them with its impossibly long limbs. But there are also ways to defeat it. Folklore says that if you manage to pluck 3 golden hairs from the Tikbalang's mane, it will surrender and serve you for life. Of course, getting close enough to try is a terrifying risk, one few would ever dare. The most chilling part? Many believe Tikbalangs still roam the mountains today. When travelers vanish in the forests of Luzon or Mindoro, locals often shrug and say quietly, "The Tikbalang took them." Pontianak. In the humid nights of Malaysia and Indonesia, where the air is heavy with the scent of jasmine and the forests whisper with unseen movement, people fear the Pontianak, a ghostly spirit born of tragedy and vengeance. She is said to be the restless soul of a woman who died during childbirth, her rage and sorrow transforming her into something both beautiful and horrifying. The Pontianak often appears as a pale, stunning woman, with long black hair flowing over her face and a white dress that flutters unnaturally in the wind. Her beauty is a trap. For those who follow her alluring presence, soon discover her monstrous form. Her once delicate features twist into something grotesque, her nails elongating into sharp claws, her mouth stretching wide to reveal fangs thirsting for blood. She is said to prey mostly on men, luring them in with haunting laughter or the faint cry of a baby echoing through the trees. By the time they realize the danger, it's too late. The Pontianak descends upon her victim, tearing into flesh and devouring organs, especially the liver. Some tales say she leaves behind the scent of decaying flowers, a sickly sweet warning of her presence. Locals believe there are ways to ward her off. Driving a nail into the base of a banana tree, for example, can trap the Pontianak and strip her of her powers. But if released, her fury becomes even greater. What makes the Pontianak so disturbing is not just her violence, but her sorrow, the ghost of a woman denied peace, cursed to haunt the living in eternal anguish. In the silence of the night, when you hear laughter carried on the wind or the faint wail of a child, you may already be in the Pontianak's grasp. Kuchisake-Onna. On a quiet street in Japan, late at night, you may encounter a woman standing alone. She wears a long coat, her face hidden behind a surgical mask. At first glance, she seems harmless, just another passerby. But this is no ordinary woman. This is Kuchisake-Onna, the slit-mouthed woman, one of Japan's most terrifying urban legends. According to the tale, Kuchisake-Onna was once a beautiful woman, disfigured in a jealous rage by her husband, who slashed her mouth from ear to ear. Her spirit, filled with bitterness and vengeance, returned to haunt the living. She approaches unsuspecting victims, often children or those walking alone at night, and asks in a soft voice, "Am I beautiful?" If you say no, she kills you instantly with a pair of long, sharp scissors she always carries. If you say yes, she removes her mask, revealing a grotesque smile stretching across her face, bloodied and gaping. Then she asks again, "Am I beautiful now?" If you scream or answer incorrectly, she cuts your mouth to resemble hers. A twisted fate that leaves you as disfigured as she is. Folklore offers strange tricks to escape her wrath. Some say answering her question with something confusing, like, "You look average," will buy you time to flee. Others believe carrying sweets or money to distract her can save you. But in most stories, those who meet her do not survive. What makes Kuchisake-Onna so disturbing is her blend of beauty and horror. She is not a distant monster hiding in the shadows of myth. She is imagined as walking the very same streets you do, blending into the crowd, waiting for the moment to strike. The next masked stranger you pass could be her. Chaneque. In the dense jungles and remote villages of Veracruz, Mexico, locals tell chilling tales of the Chaneque. Small, dwarf-like spirits that live deep in the wilderness. At first, they may seem like harmless tricksters, mischievous beings who enjoy confusing travelers or stealing small belongings. But beneath their playful mask lies something far darker, the power to steal a person's very soul. The Chaneques are said to be guardians of nature, protecting rivers, forests, and hidden treasures. When angered, they unleash chaos on anyone who dares to disrespect their domain. Travelers often report strange encounters, sudden gusts of wind, whispers in the trees, or the eerie sensation of being watched. Some vanish for hours, even days, only to reappear dazed, disoriented, and unable to remember where they've been. Locals whisper that during this time, the Chaneque had taken their soul and hidden it away. According to legend, a victim whose soul is stolen will wander aimlessly, sickly, and confused, until a ritual is performed to retrieve it. Without this, the person eventually wastes away, as if the life has been drained from them. Descriptions of the Chaneque vary. Some say they appear as childlike figures with sharp teeth and glowing eyes, while others believe they can shapeshift into animals or shadows. They are rarely seen clearly, often appearing only as fleeting movements in the corner of your vision or laughter echoing through the forest. To the people of Veracruz, the Chaneque are both feared and respected. Offerings of food and prayers are sometimes left in the wild to keep them appeased. Because once you step into their world, you risk losing more than your way. You risk losing yourself. Manananggal. In the dark folklore of the Philippines, there is one creature so horrifying that even its name sends shivers down the spine. By day, it appears as a normal woman, blending in with society. But when night falls, its true form emerges. With a grotesque, bone-snapping sound, the creature splits itself in half, its upper torso detaching from the lower body. Great leathery wings sprout from its shoulders, and it takes to the skies in search of prey. The Manananggal hungers for human flesh, but its favorite victims are pregnant women. Hovering silently above villages, it extends a long, hollow tongue like a proboscis, sliding it through the cracks of roofs or windows to drain the blood and consume the unborn child growing inside the mother's womb. For the victims, there is no scream, no warning, only a silent death delivered in the night. What makes the Manananggal especially terrifying is its vulnerability. While its upper half flies out hunting, the lower half remains hidden on the ground. If discovered, it can be killed by sprinkling salt, garlic, or ash onto the severed torso, preventing the creature from ever reattaching and dooming it to die at sunrise. But finding it is nearly impossible, as the Manananggal is cunning and always conceals its other half in secret places.